What's up, everybody? It's Man Cub. Uh, have I worn this before? Huh. Well, much better. Wait. Okay, can we start now? Man, I'm getting hairy, but we'll talk about that in another video. Today, I want to talk about 5 movies that you need to watch before you die. These are movies that you need to see, movies that have changed how people think, how films have been made. There's a lot of great movies. There's a lot of movies that I've left out that I think are amazing, but really thinking about it, I got down to these movies that changed how a lot of other movies have been made. The first one is, of course, The Godfather. Now, I know there's a million cliches about The Godfather, and everyone says it's one of the best movies ever, and I'm here to say that, yes, their claims that it's one of the best movies ever made are legitimate. Francis Ford Coppola is an amazing director, for one. If you haven't heard of him, you should look him up. The cinematography is amazing if you're a big fan of looking at just how movies are shot. This movie is for you. If you're a fan of how movies are made better with music in the background, then you need to watch this movie. If you want to see Marlon Brando in his prime, one of the greatest actors of all time, watch this movie. I don't know what else to tell you. Number 2, we all love Alfred Hitchcock. Maybe you don't know who that is. Again, you should look that guy up if you haven't heard of him. And I had a hard time picking just one of his movies, but the one that I think influenced how movies are made and was one of the most iconic films he ever made was a movie called Vertigo. Vertigo has James Stewart, another incredible actor. The plot is just on another level. There's no way to really explain it without you having seen the movie. To get the kind of movie that Alfred Hitchcock wanted, they had to make their own shot. They had to make a shot where everything from the middle drops. You have to watch the movie, but when you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. But they make their own shot for this movie because that's what he needed, and that's incredible. Number 3. Now, to lighten things up, because so far I picked kind of older movies that are kind of dark and heavier-ish. Finding Nemo. This might seem like an odd selection for a movie that you need to see before you die. It's a pretty standard plot, a kid gets lost and his dad goes to find him. But I think just everything they were able to accomplish, and the colors and the humor. Ellen DeGeneres is an amazing choice for Dory, and all the voices are so memorable. And it's just that if you're my age or a little bit older or even younger, it really influenced your childhood. Number 4. Kicking it back to the 80s, I think a lot of people have probably seen this movie, but Breakfast Club. John Hughes, by the way, is an incredible director, and just everything he did for that movie. He also made Ferris Bueller's Day Off. All the movies that you love from the 80s, John Hughes was that guy. I think he gets it, I think he really understands just what people were going through in high school, and if you haven't seen that movie and you are in high school, you should check it out. I think it really speaks to everybody, and I think everybody can identify some part of that from their high school experience. And finally, number 5, if you haven't seen it, you've probably heard of it. Film teachers have probably talked about it as one of the most influential films of all time, and I could spend a whole video talking about it, but it's the movie Citizen Kane. So this movie was directed and starred a man named Orson Welles, who, I don't know, I'll say this for the last time. You should look him up. But what boggles my mind is that this movie is considered to be one of the best movies ever made, if not the best movie ever made, and yet it was a box office failure. You just never know. You should watch it. It's in black and white, but it's completely worth it. Everything from the score to the cinematography to how they shot it to everything. Those are 5 movies that I think you should see before you die. If you have any, let me know in the comments. I'd be glad to hear what movies you think people should see before they die or need to see. Again, thank you as always for all the support, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again next time. Stay wild, my friends. Um, because people struggle with that every day. Could have meant, but should be movies meet